Well, we haven't got any intelligence to suggest that, but as you have seen across Europe, police officers have been targeted, the Jewish community has been targeted, and we have both here in Gibraltar. So I think the counter-terrorist landscape has changed. We're talking about the lone wolf, opportunistic shooter, possibly even a sleeper within your community that has a sympathy towards ISIS and all of a sudden wants to contribute to the cause. So you might get somebody from our own community who is below our radar and all of a sudden comes up and targets a police officer.
Are people within our community being monitored?
Well, everybody's been monitored, I would think. Obviously, our special branch, together with other essential services, they work together to monitor not only a part of the community but all the community. We need to be aware of what's around us.
Having armed police at the point of entries is, of course, something that's very visual, but what else is happening behind the scenes? Is there anything happening behind the scenes?
Well, I think it's naive to think that we don't do other things behind the scenes, and we do. We are in constant liaison with our counterparts in the security services, both here and in the UK. Across the hinterland, we liaise closely with the counter-terrorist units in Spain, in Morocco, in Portugal. So it's always good, for that relationship to exist, and hopefully to be enhanced, so that we're alert to any possible threat.
And is there perhaps coordination between the essential services and the army?
Well, the army, hopefully, that will never come. It will be the last resort. We work very closely with our colleagues in the Gibraltar Defence Police, our borders agents, customs, and we all come together in situations like this where our borders need to be tightened. We need to tighten our borders. We need to make Gibraltar unattractive to the opportunistic or even the organised terrorist, so that they don't see Gibraltar as a soft target.
And how many policemen are arms trained? What sort of percentage within the force?
I would say about a third of our force is arms trained, authorised firearms officers, plus those officers in the GDP, they're all firearms trained. So we can count upon them, by extending my powers to them to come into Civil Street if that is the case. But I need to say that our officers are out there on a preventive measure. We're here to, as a precaution, we need to be careful. And we need to show the outside world that we are not a soft target, and that if anybody decides to come into Gibraltar, they will have to face a very strong, a very professional outfit, and we're there to deter that.
And how often will the level of alert be reviewed?
Well, as and when necessary. It's very much what's going around sort of in our neighbouring towns, what's happening across Europe, what's happening in the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom has been at severe for a long time, but that has been sort of UK mainland, and then specific sort of areas within the UK has been sort of substantial and even moderate. So we need to monitor what's going on around us, and then obviously as and when necessary the SCG will get together and review our present state of alert.
You mentioned that it's important that the public be alert, but just how crucial is the role of the public?
Well, it is very important. I think the public needs to be aware of what their surroundings. They need to be aware of what's going on, if anything is out of place, if a person is seen in a particular area, which usually when they walk their dog or when they go for a picnic or whatever, they're not usually there. But not only for the public, it's for our officers as well. Our officers have got to be aware of the surroundings when they come to and from work, when they go home. We are advising our officers not to go in half blues, so then they don't present themselves as an easy target. And it's not only police officers, other essential services, other people in uniform need to be aware that they should not go in in the uniform with a civvy jacket on and think they're already, that they don't look like a law enforcement officer. So I would ask those people, to be aware of their surroundings at all times.